Hey friends, wonderful to be here again. And I think I mentioned before, so I will start regularly posting these YouTube videos. I have also a channel on Instagram. It's love to be here because here you can talk more freely and have longer version of videos. Anyway, so today I have a very interesting topic, and that's courage. So um, it's topic that there can be lots of different kind of opinions, of course, and it's actually a huge topic. So I will cover some of the things and elements what I feel it's important or what I have seen in my personal life. So, and definitely would be fantastic to know also your opinions. What is your experience and what kind of opinions you have regarding the word courage or being bold, brave? So, what I think, what is courage for me? So, what I think. Courage is often described something that you show like a power or like this, and definitely 100%. But first, I will go there after. But first, I want to cover something else, what I think is also courage. So I think one of the greatest courage is definitely that you are able to be vulnerable. You can show all your sides, also the negative sides and the weak sides, what you're having. And you can talk about them, or at least you can accept them, because all of us, we have certain sides in our personality that we might not like or something, or feel comfortable. And that's courage to first to accept, first to be aware and then accept also if possible, right? Then what I think it's also, when it comes to courage, I think it's also great courage to accept mistakes, because all of us, we have done something, and at least I have done lots of mistakes. There are lots of things, but actually there are lots of things what I could think that this wasn't necessarily good idea. So, but it's great that if we can accept those, that okay, we have done those mistakes, and possibly we learned something, and sometimes we don't learn. It's okay, but anyway, that we can admit and possibly accept our our failures too. Then, what else I think it's related for this topic, courage and everything. So I definitely think it's you are very brave. You have great courage if you fully accept yourself, who you are, and then also I wanted to say that this takes great courage if you go for this journey. You start this personal development and self-discovery, because all of us, we have, let's call them like dark rooms inside of us that we are aware or we are not aware, and those rooms are closed, and oftentimes with a conscious mind or unconscious mind, we don't want to open those doors, because sometimes we just don't know what is behind, or we don't want to know. So if we start this journey and we really start to observe who we are and our thought patterns and everything, so that takes great courage, definitely, and especially when we go for the pain points and everything. And yes, I think it's one of the greatest courage what you can ever experience during your lifetime. Then Let's talk about the courage. What I think traditionally is oftentimes described. So courage is definitely having a vision. Having it's more than dream. Vision for me, vision means something larger than life. It's something very big, very bold, something unusual, and something against the mainstream. This is how I describe vision. So that takes great courage, and first of all inside your headspace to have these thoughts and decide that this is what I will do, and then in case if you want to go public with your vision, so idea plan. So that is definitely, and oftentimes it's also related for this area that oftentimes when we start to go after our big goal or big vision, it's definitely against mainstream because it's something new, something bold, sometimes something what has never seen before or rarely seen before. And then it's difficult to get also support around us in case if we are not already succeeded that we have great network of people around us, even if we have already succeeded, but sometimes we just don't have too many people who would support us. So this takes great courage. And also the thing is that more closer relationships we have, it takes more courage to come out with these kind of plans and ideas with the closest relationships, because there are lots of things in the world. There is a family history, if it's family, for example, family history or friendship history and emotions and everything. So and then it's also that how those people around us who know us well. I remember one thing: you only know yourself completely. Don't ever let anybody define you. But anyway, those people who are around us who know us, let's say, quite well. So it might also be confusing for them because this also requires a shift of mindset. And usually, when you start to go after your big dream and goal, to have this visionary mindset and everything, this requires usually great transformation. So basically, let's be honest, usually you change what can happen along the journey. You can change somehow, and this can be actually threat for the people around you, especially the close ones. It can be that they get scared and they might feel uncomfortable. So this definitely can increase the resistance and this lack of support, because there might be a couple of elements why they don't understand what's happening and they can't see your dream and they can't see your vision and goal. And sometimes the reason is simply because what I like to say that people who can't see greatness in you usually don't see it because they can't see greatness in themselves. So unfortunately, that's a little bit sad actually when you think about like this. But so actually, this can be a good thing to keep in your mind, because in order to, let's say, handle those situations, if you keep this in your mind, maybe you can have this kind of less reactive response towards them um, if you get this kind of attitude or this kind of feedback that it's not a good idea to go after your big dreams and goals. Anyway, this is about the courage. So okay, this was the people around you, because and then one thing to mention, I think it's important because I already talk about, I went a bit off track. This is connected, but I think it's important to talk about anyway. So what's also important, let me see if I lost my thought or if I can grasp it. Yeah, that's the thing. So it's very important that who we surround ourselves. That's critical. It's vitally important because we are we are greatly affected by the people around us. They say that, for example, five closest people you can define the personality. You are the same or you will become the same. So if you want to know anybody, have a look what kind of friends or what kind of people this person is hanging around. So you get kind of idea that this, if might be a very good person, just get lost and get stuck with them. But usually it gives some kind of indicates that, so it's very important, vitally important, that how we surround us with what kind of people. And what I think, it's just simply better to stay by yourself, to feel a little bit lonely. This is what I oftentimes feel, quite lonely. And this is other things also, my personality, who I am, not just because it's not great people around or something, like supportive people. But I would always choose to be by yourself than hang around with the people who are not supportive or don't have the great mindset or energy or something. So something to consider, definitely. Right. So being bold and being brave, and yeah, this is what I have done. I always talk about this and always mention it because it was absolutely amazing. So we did amazing event last year, and it was very bold, very brave. Go against the mainstream during COVID with no experience, no money, no time, no energy. As a single mother, there is no time, no energy. I have zero experience of making any events. I hardly attended any events during my lifetime. So there was, and COVID and everything. So basically, it was almost like zero chance to make this happen, even if you are very optimistic. So yeah, maybe 1%. I mean, it's just nearly fantastically. So this was definitely, and I knew along this journey, I was always self-coaching myself and motivating myself. I knew it's very bold, very brave, and I could already see the scenario and the situation that when you are celebrating on the stage. So right. So give yourself a credit. And one thing also, I think, as I don't like, I have this kind of mindset. I don't like to separate people too much in this. I try to kind of learn more this mindset that, okay, um, what women are capable. This is not what I think. I just think that women, we can do anything. I don't believe, for example, glass ceiling, that there is a limit for women. Everything is in your head, what you think. There have been great leaders, female leaders, or great successful females throughout the history. So don't believe everything what you hear around, that you should put yourself in one box. Because I was actually planning to say that it takes courage to be successful lady, but then I was, wait a minute, this is not what I actually think. Right. So I don't want to put. I try to learn this way of thinking, that it's just simply, we shouldn't, same with the different nationalities or different backgrounds. Sometimes it's so easy to say that because it's my background, it's my nationality, that's why I can't do certain things. Or so we put the limits before somebody else put the limits. So I think one of the key elements for great success is I would say somehow simply forget those limitations. It's also reflection that people see us how we see us somehow in some level, like not completely, but try to explain it better. Like if we are, they don't see us how we see us. This isn't actually the correct way how I want to say it. Let me explain it in English a bit better. What I mean, that I give you example. For example, if I'm bold and brave, it's like energy. It's everything what is coming out from me, and this is actually, this is something what people will definitely feel it, and everything. So everything starts from there inside. What of we think here, and it's like how we feel and everything. So yes, this I just covered a couple of ideas regarding the courage, but I would definitely love to hear what you think about courage, because I think almost any topic there are 1,000 different opinions, 1 million, endless. amount of opinions and ways of thinking, so it would be fantastic, no? So please, you can leave me a comment if you want, or subscribe my channel. I will definitely start to make a regular content every week. I didn't decide yet how often, but at least minimum once a week, or maybe twice a week. Let's see. But there's definitely videos coming. So these videos here will be longer than on Instagram. And you can also find me on Instagram with my name Maija Elmusi, and I also have a Facebook, Maija Elmusi, and the coaching channel, but you will find it from my profile if you go to Facebook and everything. I'm also LinkedIn in case somebody's interested. So everything with my name, you can Google me. So yeah, fantastic to have you here. Appreciate. And we are beginning of this journey, and I will make these videos like 2 months and everything. And this page will just grow. So it's fantastic opportunity if you start to follow me from the beginning, because this page will be huge. This is what I strongly believe. This is my vision, right? To be bold and have the targets. So you can follow the journey, and later you can say, yeah, but I started with her. Like it was just a couple of followers, and now it's much like this. So yeah, that's the plan. Anyway, so take care and have a beautiful, wonderful day or night if you whatever you're having. So I will end this one now. Take care.